Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday, April 7th. I cannot believe how fast time is flying this year. So I hope you're having a great time. We are about a week away from tax day, right? We got about 8 days. Oh no, it's forwarded, isn't it? I think it's the 18th because of the weekend. But I could be wrong. So I know I don't have much time to finish everything I got to do. So, again, happy Thursday. I'm Kendra Corman, and I go live here in this group and on my YouTube channel, depending on where you're watching, every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time to talk about different things and different opportunities inside the world of marketing to help you grow your business and your marketing team. So please feel free to go ahead and let me know that you're here and say hello. I think I need to re-authenticate mine. So I've got a Facebook user on StreamYard so we can see your comments. Go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and that will allow you to see your Facebook picture and things like that. So thank you. If you guys have any questions along the way, please let me know. Please let me know that you're here. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and jump in because today we're going to talk about writing effective emails for every situation. So let me share my screen because that's always the tricky piece. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and go off screen and show this to you guys full screen because I think it's important. So I'm going to go through some content really quickly. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if you're like a lot of people watching the replay, because we seem to get a lot more questions on the replay afterwards, please feel free to DM those with me or type them into the chat and discussion, and I'll be sure to get back with you. As you know, because you get a million emails a day, it feels like, right? There's a lot of competition in the inbox. I recently talked to someone that had over 33,900 emails in their inbox. A few days before that, so last week, there were only 32,000. That's 1,900 additional emails. It's crazy. Now, this just talks to you about how much email is really sent every single day. There's a lot of competition in the inbox. Back in 2016, so way back when, it was estimated that 205 billion emails were that's billion with a B, 205 billion emails were sent on a daily basis. It is supposed to be upwards of over 200 and almost 50 billion a day by the end of this year. Your emails need to be able to compete with all of this noise that's happening. You want to write emails that provide value to your audience so that they open them up. And unlike other people who just seem to ignore them if they aren't of interest, okay, we want them to open them. Now, that can be intimidating, okay? But it's really important to think about it. A lot of people I talk to, they don't know what to send. They tell me it takes too long. They're not a good writer. They are trying to get people to open click, but aren't getting the results that they want. I get it, okay? It's okay. You want to write your email in a way that tells a story and builds a connection with your customers or supporters. No matter what you feel like when you sit down to write an email, I've got you covered. Okay. So I've put this together with Constant Contact, and this is to help you write great emails that actually help your business so you can break through the barrier and compete in that inbox. Now, I've got some ideas I'm going to share with you today that's going to make this a little bit easier, I hope. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the different types of emails that you can send. Then I'm going to share a simple formula for writing any email. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of extra tips on how to write emails. So before we talk a little bit about what you put in your emails, not all of your emails should be promotions to sell your products or services or ask for donations if you're a nonprofit. No one likes to be sold to all of the time. I actually just got off the phone with one of my clients and we were talking about, she's like, well, we should start promoting this. And I said, well, I think we need to wait because we need to build that value with the audience. And we don't want to be selling to people all of the time. It's not who she is, and it just doesn't fit. Now, you're going to want to vary the emails and use a variety type to keep you top of mind. Because ultimately, that's the power of email. It keeps you top of mind. Now, if you are listening to this in the background, I want you to come back and pay attention to this because this is extremely important. So let me go ahead and come full screen again here. This is really, really important. Okay. So, and of course, then I lose my notes. Okay. So I want you to build a relationship with your audience that's going to encourage them to continue to do business with you. Okay. So listen to me. The really important piece of email marketing is that it builds that relationship, okay, with your audience. It keeps you top of mind. Your inbox is really personal. How do you feel when you get junk mail at the house? It's like, okay, garbage, shred, garbage, right? No big deal. When you get spam or junk in your inbox, you're a little bit more upset because it's more personal. So when you get that value added content from somebody that you want to talk with, that's where you get that value. So build a relationship, okay? Definitely think about building a relationship. Okay, now let's go back to the screen. Let me switch all my stuff around. So that's why I want you to combine. You're going to use a mix of time-based and informational emails. Okay. Time-based emails are when you have time-sensitive information. This is sales, promotions, events, those types of things. Then informational emails are going to focus on sharing information that helps you connect with your readers. This is where you can provide valuable content that's going to help support your products or your services and keeps people in the know about what you do. Now, first question I get, how often should I be sending email? I want you to think about it this way. If you sign up for daily email tips, how often are you expecting me to email you? Probably daily, right? If you sign up to be emailed twice a month, how often are you expecting me to email you? Twice a month. It's really about the expectations you set with your subscribers right when they sign up. Okay. Now, there's times you can deviate from those expectations, but that's due to a special circumstance where you're going to let them know that they'll receive more information or emails. For example, you might ask them to click a link to find out more on a topic. When they click, they could receive an automated series of emails with more information, encouraging them to take further action. So, in a circumstance like that, they're still controlling the engagement and saying yes to other emails. Now, there isn't a one size fits all rule for how often you should send. If you're looking for a minimum, I suggest at least once a month because it'll keep you top of mind. And with most service businesses, especially professional services, I usually recommend once a month. Less often, you're not top of mind enough. More often, you start to get annoying. But if you have an online business, you need to be doing it most likely at least once a week. So just something to think about. In one study, and this is by Marketing Sherpa, they found that over 60% of customers prefer to receive emails from brands at least weekly. So no matter what you think, people want to hear from you or not hear from you, it doesn't matter. Use your discretion, test it, and ask your subscribers what they prefer. Because you're going to have a group that doesn't want to be contacted very often, and you're going to have others that might. And they want to hear from you more often. So that's when you can segment your list, and targeting is going to play a role. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But again, this is very specific to you, your business goals, and the expectations you set with your subscribers. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about the types of emails that you're going to be sending, right? In the agenda. So one of the most common types of emails that people in small businesses think about is offers and promotions. They're straightforward. You can choose what to promote, whatever you need. For these types of emails, you're going to be asking people to do something that affects your bottom line. You might offer a coupon or a discount. You might promote a product or service, provide a free resource, ask them to book a consultation. Now, nonprofits, you can think about promotions as fundraising campaigns, asking for volunteers, things like that. Just make sure to include any instructions to get the resource or redeem the coupon or offer, and include an end date on all of your promotions. Okay, so I do strongly recommend that, but that's what most people think of. Don't make that the only kind of email that you send. Okay, now, if you're running events for your business or organization, this is really important. So, no matter what type of event you have, email can help you. Not only can you promote your event and encourage registrations, despite the fact that everybody is registering later and later and later for events, you can send save the date emails to give people a heads up about your event. Then you can send them reminder emails, remind them to register, and remind registrants when the event is getting close so they don't forget. Usually it's a last chance to register when they finally actually register. And then event follow-ups. I'm actually setting up here. I'll go back full screen again. So I've got one client right now that has a 10th anniversary celebration, super excited about it. And for some reason, I just don't have anybody there. So if someone else said, hello, I can't see you. So it might have timed out on your authorization or approval. But the thing, so anyway, so they've got their 10th anniversary. We're going to be sending a bunch of emails. We're sending reminders and invitations. And then when they sign up, and I'm using a Lead Pages account for the sign up, it's connected to their Constant Contact, and then it automatically sends an email confirmation in which I have an add event so they can add it to their calendars, and it will automatically remind them what's coming up and what to look forward to. And now I have that list of the people that signed up for this event that I'm going to be able to follow up with later. Super cool. You can do so many different things with your automation and the way you put everything together. Okay, let's go back to my presentation. Again, that I put together in conjunction with Constant Contact. Okay. I feel like I'm exhausted and out of breath because I want to sing. So again, event follow-ups are huge. Thank your event attendees. That's amazing. Send follow-up information. You can send things to non-attendees to show them how great your event was and make sure that they come the next time. There's just a ton of different things that you can do, and ways that you can highlight information in your emails. Okay. Celebrate some holidays. Formal holidays, fun holidays like National Pie Day. That's there for Brenda Miller if she's listening in on the replay. Whether you want to celebrate a more formal holiday like Valentine's Day, or do National Donut Day, or 3/14, which is National Pie Day, right? There's a ton of different things that you can do. And this type of email content is a great way to engage some of your readers if it fits your brand. Now, this is one of my favorite emails ever. Okay. It's going to vary depending on your business, but give people helpful information that helps them get started, maintain, or effectively use your products or services. Step-by-step instructions, videos, DIY information, checklists, guides, tips. Think about those white papers that we've talked about for list building, or the checklists that we talked about for list building. You can add these in here as you develop them. Even if you don't feel like your business or organization needs to directly provide how-to information for your products, think about related things. For example, a restaurant could send some how-to information for recipes, or even kitchen design or organization tips. If you're a nonprofit helping children, you could send some how-to information like making sure you're spending quality family time, or recipes on things to cook for a family dinner. That it's endless, okay? It's truly endless of what you can do. Now, this is not just one-way communication channel, because you can use it to gain feedback and information, okay? That is the cool piece of email marketing. You want to understand your audience, their needs, their wants, their experiences with your business. You want to be able to hear from your audience so you can provide more of what they want and need. One example is that you can send an email to recent customers asking for a review about their experience. You can have it linked to your preferred review site or theirs. You can link to a survey or poll to understand them better. You can use a survey if you want to ask a series of questions, depending on what you're looking to accomplish. But you can also, gain feedback on your website, ask people what their interests are in regarding to what they want to hear about from you. This is the type of information that can really help you personalize the experience to send targeted email communications. That is going to improve your results and the business growth that you have huge. But the ideas for creating dialogue are endless. So be sure to use these types of emails in your strategy because it proves that you're trustworthy. It shows them that you really care. Okay, another one of my favorites is behind the scenes. Everybody loves to see behind the scenes. It can humanize your business or organization. Show real people working behind the scenes, making a product, helping customers. You might feature employees, their position and mission with your company. If you're a nonprofit, you could feature volunteers or the day-to-day operation of your organization. You could feature behind the scenes of how you help provide a service to show your credibility. Focus on your clients or how your product is made to ensure quality. I can keep going and going and going, but behind the scenes really gives that connection. I keep thinking about putting together behind the scenes, but my behind the scenes is so messy that I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, you also want to include news in your email communications. Think about sharing updates that are happening at your company. It could be changes in office hours, new menu items, changes that you're working towards. Again, with supply chain issues and COVID and everything else that we no longer want to talk about or deal with, we can tell people what's going on, right? Tell them what you're working towards. Tell them how you're switching suppliers or adding new suppliers to make sure that things are connected. Keep people in the know about what's happening at your business specifically, or even get them excited about a change that's coming, such as a new product. Now, don't forget about industry news, okay? Outside information that supports your mission, what your organization's working towards, trends, local happenings, all of that stuff is definitely good to have. Now, research shows, and let me go ahead and do this full screen again. Research shows that if you want people to engage with you and take action, that you want to show them one call to action. So if you've got a sale or a promotion or an event, you want that to stand alone in its own email. More people are going to click when they have less choices than if they have more choices. So that's really important to do. But I do a ton of email newsletters for my audience, or for my clients and for my audience. And when I do that, there's more than one article, right? Now, in my rule of 3+20, there's no more than 3 calls of action. So no more than 3 images, no more than 3 calls to action, no more than 3 fonts, 3 colors, etc. And then no more than 20 lines of text. Now, I did actually talk to an organization that has a lot more than 20 lines of text. It's okay because their audience is expecting that from them and what they have to do. So again, just something to think about as you go. Okay. Now, as we're thinking about newsletters, again, 3 topics at most. And again, my rule of 3+20 says that you need to use no more than 20 lines of text because you don't want to overwhelm your audience. I once saw an email that if it was printed would have been 16 pages long. Actually, one of the chambers of commerce in my area, not with my commerce, but it's like it prints forever. The chances of people reading past those first couple articles are very, very slim. I know I wasn't going to read that long of an email, and I don't know how many people would. Sticking with 3 topics is going to help you keep things short and readable. Okay. Now, you want to keep your email short and allow people to click to read more. Nope, that's too fast. And so that only includes a few lines about each article, and then include a link so that they can read more if they're interested. When you do that, you'll be able to understand the topics that your audience is interested in, which allows you to send more targeted, relevant information, which is great, especially with iOS 15 throwing out those wonderful little open rate issues that we had. Now, I want to talk about some of the automated emails that are going to be helpful for your business. A welcome email that sends right away is very beneficial. You can welcome people to your list and to your business. You don't want people to sign up and then not hear from you for weeks. They might just forget about you. And if you do a sometimes once in a while email, because you don't like to send email too often, they're going to have forgotten that they signed up and then they're going to unsubscribe right away. You want to entice people to sign up with a free resource, a discount, information that's going to provide them value. And you can even create a full series of emails that does a welcome series where you add a second and third email. Okay. Now, the second type of automated email is the birthday email, which who doesn't want to feel special and get an email on their birthday, right? I love birthday emails, but you can also do anniversary emails, right? And so it's great for wedding anniversaries, but it can be home buyer anniversary, a pet adoption day, and it can send every year on or before their anniversary. It can be a membership anniversary, a renewal reminder if you have yearly packages, just a bunch of different things. These types of emails are important for you to stay top of mind without a lot of effort. You can just sort of set it up and focus on other things in your business. Okay, so you have access to birthday and anniversary emails in every email package within Constant Contact. So everybody has access to them, which is awesome. Okay, now let's move on to a simple formula for every business. Okay, so a simple formula to every email. Okay, when it comes to writing an email, I always get questions about how long should it be. 20 lines of text or 200 words gets the highest click-through rate for most industries. But like I said before, this varies on your business. Some of your emails are going to be longer than others because of the type of email, what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, you can take a look here at these two emails for Half Moon Yoga Studio that Constant Contact put together for me as a sample. The promotion on the left has less text than the one on the right, where they're sharing educational information along with a video. You want to provide just enough information to keep them interested and then get them to take action that's going to be unique to every email campaign. Another example would be if your call to action is bigger or you want someone to RSVP to your event. For some events, your reader's probably going to need more information to be able to make a decision. So your email might be a little bit longer. Okay. So once you know what you want your email content to be about, I want you to sit down and start sketching out the actual content. I want you to remember that most emails, and we're going to talk a little bit about how this differs, includes a supporting picture, paragraph, and call to action. Okay. Now, a lot of emails nowadays, text-only emails are resonating a lot more than designed newsletter type emails like this with people. So depending on your brand, you may not even need a picture. You might just be doing a text-only email, and that is okay. You still need an email marketing service for that, email marketing provider, but this may be too designed for you and your audience. However, even without a picture, and again, most of them still have a picture or GIF or GIF, however you want to say it, in it, you still have a paragraph and a call to action. It doesn't matter. There's always a call to action. So again, whether or not you put the picture in there doesn't matter to me, but I want you to know that that's there. Okay. So if you have a for-profit business, you're going to need to figure out what to write in the body of your email. So I'm going to talk to you about a structure right now that's going to encourage people to take action. We're going to break it down into 3 questions you're going to want to answer. First question, What are you offering? Stop the reader with your headline. From a design perspective, this is your headline. The goal is to stop them in their tracks, pique their interest, and make them want to read more. That brings them to the next part. How will this help me? What is in it for me, right? Um, you want to provide some details that entice them to take action. Typically, you only need 3 to 5 sentences, but you want just enough information to give your reader the information that they need. And then, of course, the third question is the call to action. What should they do next? Tell them specifically what it is you want them to do. Make sure that the call to action is easy to find and click on within your email. You might ask them to make a purchase, schedule a consultation, or even get more information. Okay. This will help you write your emails text. These 3 questions work for any for profit business. Again, what are you offering? What's in it for me, the reader? And then what do I need to do next? Okay. Now, nonprofits are a little bit different. It's still very similar, but just a little bit different. Your 3 questions are: what are you trying to accomplish? Why should the reader care? And then, how can I get involved as the reader? Okay. You want to elaborate on the problem, provide details, explain why they matter to your reader, and then invite them to take part in solving the problem and helping your cause. Your action could be: feed a hungry child, give clean water, stop the hate, adopt, or share our post now, join our social media ambassadors, volunteer on our cleanup day. All of that stuff are options. Now, writing your emails is fairly easy when you know what you're going to write about. But if you're still stuck, I want you to know you do not have to write it all. You can find articles and information that relate to your audience and your industry. You can actually curate, which is what called curated content, for your email and even social media. Find content that's helpful for your readers and share it with your own audience. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. Curating content is a great way for you to save time and effort. You can find it online and share it with your audience. But I want to break it down for you in 3 steps. The first step is you got to find content that's related to your business and industry. There are thousands of new articles that are published every single day. Okay. I was just looking at the time just to see how long I'm taking. So sorry, this one is so long, but I think it's really important to talk about. You can search words. You can use Feedly. You can use Answer the Public. You can use BuzzSumo. All of these are I use SEMrush every now and again. These are great places to search for keywords and save articles so that they're easy to access. And when you need to find content for your next email, you can reference it. So let's go back to that yoga studio example that Constant Contact gave me. You might search for keywords relating to fitness and nutrition. If you're business to business and you sell industrial equipment to contractors, you could find content relating to the construction industry. Think about the infrastructure bill. There's information out there where you could be highlighting what's going on there. If you're a nonprofit animal shelter, you could talk about pet care, tips on training a new pet. Schedule time once a week to go through feeds and pick articles that your audience would find interesting. I encourage you to set aside about 45 minutes a week to work on your email and social media content. It's huge benefit and a huge time saver. Now, the second step is, so what, right? So you found this content, it's great. Now you have to offer your perspective. Don't just copy and paste. This is really important because it makes that sharing more personal and provides more value. Now, you can ask a question to help engage readers to get them thinking. You could summarize the content to explain the main idea or share a key takeaway. You can even highlight a quote from the article and share why you think it's a great read for your audience. And then finally, the third step is, of course, I'm reading my notes. So Answer the Public is another one that I love. Again, like I said, the third step is important. You've got to give credit to the original author. Sharing content can be a great way to start a relationship with an influencer, someone who can provide value to your audience, but you want to mention them whenever and wherever you use their content. Provide a link to the original post. Share the author's name. You can use a read more action block inside Constant Contact, which I like to use every once in a while, to insert the information and give credit for your curated content and drive traffic to their website if that's what you want to do. Or you can add in another text block to add in your perspective. Basically, you don't have to do it all by yourself. Now, of course, the number one, and I think it's tied for number one, most important piece of your email is the subject line. Before people can read your email, they need to open it. It is one of the first things subscribers see in the inbox, and you have to be able to entice them to open the email. It takes 100 milliseconds for you to form an impression of someone. It's crazy, right? The truth is that your subscribers are forming impressions of your emails just as quickly. You don't have much time to capture their attention, so you have to make it count. So as much as I would love to give you all the winning subject line structure that will work, I can't. Okay. It varies based on the audience that you're targeting, your business, your industry. So I'm going to give you a couple tips and suggestions on what to consider to get it right for your business and personality. Now, before I get into the nitty gritty, let me come back again full screen and talk a little bit about this. So I tested this out, and Constant Contact actually has a built-in subject line suggester. And I've been testing it out, and it's actually increased my open rate. So super cool tool. If you want to know more about Constant Contact, I'm happy to help you, but this is not about selling Constant Contact. This is about improving your email. So again, just wanted to throw that out there. Okay. Let me go back to this. But again, your email subject line is huge. There's 3 things that people really look at when they're deciding whether or not to open an email in that fraction of a second, right? Number 1, they're looking at the from name. Is it from you? Is it from your company? Who should it be from? Who are they more familiar with? Number 2, okay, they are looking at your from email address, because there's a lot of junk out there. So they want to make sure that they recognize the email address. That's why you want something that's not at Gmail or at Yahoo or at AT&T or whatever it happens to be. You really want it to be at kendrickcorman.com. HDHconsulting.net, my other company. Those are the types of things that you want to have on there. So again, from name, from email address, subject line. Those are the 3 things that people use to make their decision. Now, in addition to the subject line, there's something called preheader text, which is what I call the second chance at a subject line, which is really, really important for your emails. So let me go ahead and go back to the presentation. Okay. So again, I think that pre-header gives you a second chance, gives you a little bit more. It's something else people read when they're taking a look at stuff. But your subject line needs to be between 4 and 7 words. That's first and foremost. And now let's talk a little bit about the things that you want to cut. You want to consider your content. You want to use keywords or phrases. You want to focus on your benefit. Okay. You don't want to mislead people and get them to click and open up the email. Look at your content. Think about what you're really trying to accomplish. Pull out a key phrase from the body. Include something relating to your call to action. Your email should really focus on the benefit of why the reader should care or how this email is going to help them. Those are the questions that help you write the body copy, right? So make sure your subject line reflects this and lets them know why they need to open it. So let's take a look at some suggestions for some subject lines. Okay. You can be funny. I am not funny. I know that. So I am not making my readers laugh with a joke or a pun. But for landscaping, it could be calm down, Mother Nature, right? The snow isn't going to slow us down for distinctive landscaping. You can incorporate numbers. People love numbers. So again, another option from Constant Contact that they gave me to share with you guys is Jack's Backyard Barbecue. 5 tips for perfectly grilled ribs. Ribs that'll knock out your socks off. I know I'm going to be getting 5 tips. You can be inquisitive and ask questions. Are your investments working for your business? With this one, you'll notice the mobile view of the subject line gets cut off. So you can see this, right? I might suggest rewriting it to say, are your investments working? But it's not the end of the world. Are most of your people viewing on mobile or desktop? And it does vary by client, as I have a couple clients that people look almost 100% on mobile and others that it's almost 100% on desktop. Okay. Again, you can also shorten the pre-header text here, which is interesting too. So another one could be you could pull at people's heartstrings. Okay. Use emotional subject line. Take 5 minutes to help animals in need. This is very important for nonprofits. However, many for-profit businesses can use this too if you start thinking about holiday promotions, celebrating with loved ones, things like that. And again, this one's a little bit longer and you can see it's getting cut off. So maybe take 5 minutes to help. Again, 5 to 7 words, thinking about getting it shorter so that it can be viewed on mobile. Now, another option, create a sense of urgency or a fear of missing out. Last chance, register by Friday, or last chance to register. I get probably 90% of event registrations right now. This is post-COVID on the last chance email. It's crazy, right? Or you could say something like classes are almost full instead of reserve your spot today in the pre-header. Now, these are simple and straightforward. Okay. I've seen some turn out to be great performing emails, but again, what's working for you? I'd love to hear from you if you want to share what's working for you. Okay. I'm getting close to the end, I promise. The inbox is a busy place, and many people are reading emails on mobile devices. So, again, you need to keep everything short and sweet. They're scanning their inbox, making quicker decisions than ever before. Okay. So, when the pre-header text shows up, this is like right here. So you can see here, choose from gift cards, merchandise. This grayed out line on mobile is that pre-header text. It's a second chance at a subject line to catch your reader's attention. Use it as an extension of your subject line because, again, you'll only get 4 to 7 words on your subject. So, again, it usually pulls in the first line of text. And a lot of times, most email marketing systems allow you to have a separate field so you can better control it. Otherwise, that's when you get those weird ones that have the HTML code for the images. But again, I talked about many different examples and tips for your subject line. The same things apply to your pre-header. Okay. Always, always fill in your pre-header text field. Otherwise, you're missing out on the opportunity to provide a little bit more insight on why people should open your email. So again, you can take a look here. It has to be short and sweet. It's all important. Okay. So now let's talk a little bit more about more tips for writing successful emails. The first is to make sure that you are personal. Okay. A lot of times I see the questions or comments when people ask, when I usually do this as a webinar, it's how to increase opens and clicks. Well, you want to send targeted, relevant information to your audience because you don't want people to tune out. That means you should write as if you're writing to one person. We've talked about this before. I post about it all the time. Now, if any of you who like to send an e-blast or an email blast, okay, remove that. I hate those words. It's not. You're sending an email. No matter how big your list is, you want to write to help your audience. And that means writing as if you're writing to one person. This is not a blast. You're adding value. Then write as if you're having a personal conversation. Think about that one person you're trying to help. Maybe it's the customer who came in the other day and had a question. This is going to help your content feel more authentic and resonate with other people. That also means that you're going to want to write using words like you and your in the email body. Now, we talked about this as helpful in the subject too, but it applies in the body as well. And then don't be afraid to show your personality. You do not want to sound like you're a robot. So think about your brand and the personality you want to convey. Some businesses or email marketers have a natural ability to sound witty or comedic. If you're like me and not, don't force it. Trust me, it does not come off well. But in the end, you want to show that you're a real person trying to help people on a more personal level. My number one favorite way of getting content is keeping a list of questions you're getting from clients and customers. These questions become great content for your emails. You'll be able to proactively answer questions for people before they have to take time to give you a call or look it up. Continually add to these questions to your list, and you're going to have additional content ideas too. Now, I've talked about this before and shared this before, but use power words or even bizarre words to catch your audience's attention. Using power words to trigger an emotional response from your email list is important. They help persuade, okay? Power words fall into a few categories. So I've got 4 different categories for you here: trust, encouragement, vanity, and curiosity. You want to think about the emotional response that you want to trigger from your audience so that you can go to Google and search for power words in that category. Along these same lines, look for words that are more unique or bizarre to your audience. If you put these at the beginning of your subject line, it can help your email stand out even more in the inbox. Now, of course, it still needs to be accurate and reflect what you're doing. But again, I can't stress how different and unique your business or organization is. What may work for one person that's watching this may not work for another. It's all due to the fact that you have your different audiences and you have different products, services, or just operate differently. This is really where you want to do some testing to find out what works best for your audience. A/B testing is a great way to do it. You can use A/B testing directly in Constant Contact for subject lines. When you're scheduling things out, you can see here's an A and a B option. A lot of times I don't do that, mostly because I know what's going to resonate with my audience and what's going to resonate with my clients' audiences, because I've been doing this for so long. So you start to figure that out. But if you have something really important coming up, then go ahead. Test over time, see what gets open most, and don't be afraid to test some things out. Okay. So I've covered a variety of things. Okay. And I want to wrap up. So again, make sure you're not always promoting. What is it? What is the thing? Always be selling, right? Do not always be selling. Make sure that you're using informational emails in your strategy. And if you're not sure what to say and don't have time to write it yourself, then curate content that will still provide value and engagement. And be sure to follow the formula for your type of business or organization and answer those 3 questions in your headline, body, and on your call to action. It's going to save time and help make sure you're providing the necessary information to your audience. And then the last thing to remember is to get personal. Be sure to send targeted, relevant information and write as if you're writing to one person to make the conversation sound as if it was meant for one person. Okay, so I know, and let me stop screen sharing. I know that this was a long one, so I apologize for all of you that were on for so long. But I think it's really important that you're doing email marketing. Okay. It's what's going to make a difference and move the needle in your business. And if you aren't doing email marketing because you don't know what to write, or you're tired and don't know what to write next, and have been doing it for a while, this is really, really important. If you have any questions and you're watching the replay later, please let me know. I don't know who this is, but thank you so much for coming too. I appreciate it. Whatever I can do to help, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can DM me. You can post a comment in here if you're on the Facebook page, or if you're watching this on YouTube, please let me know in the replay. Just add a hashtag replay and let me know, and I'll make sure, or you can tag me in the comments and I'll make sure I get back to it to answer it. But I really, really, really want you to think about a simple way to write your emails is just to answer those questions. What's in it for me as your reader? And then what do you want me to do? So again, thank you so much for tuning in. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Oh, of course, my phone rings at that time. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to hear from you. Have a great rest of your day.